To those that own XRP, there is something happening that is quite interesting and we need to discuss it. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Nick. I hope that by the time you reach the end of this video, you will have subscribed to the channel. For all of you who are watching, please don't forget to follow me on all of the social media platforms listed in the description below, and you should definitely join the free Discord server. This will ensure that you are completely dominating this market. Keeping this in mind, the total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies has decreased. What about XRP? Well, XRP is now engaged in a very intriguing activity, and this is something that we have been observing for a short period of time. In point of fact, is something that I have been keeping an eye on. During the past week, this is how things have been going. 63 cents in the last hour at which I am recording this is the final one day. I am recording this at this same moment. You should have a better understanding of what to anticipate with regard to XRP by the time this video is finally made available to the public. I will now provide an overview of this specific topic. Now, there have been some extremely strange occurrences that have been taking place throughout several exchanges. To give you an example, yesterday it was reported on MEXC that XRP had supposedly glitched to $2, which is something that I find to be really strange. Throughout addition, there were a great deal of bugs that occurred throughout 2017 and 2018. On top of that, XRP was practically a front runner when it came to the alternative season cycle at the beginning. Furthermore, following that, it did not accomplish anything at all. During this entire period, beginning around May of 2017 and continuing all the way through January, each and every person believed that XRP had passed away, until it had a meteoric rise in the month of December and continued into January. Now, I do believe that we are seeing something that is quite comparable to what is going on here. Whereas a lot of people simply believe that XRP is dead and that it is not going to do much. All of a sudden, all of that changes when we see something like this back in 2017 or 2018. Currently is this pump on XRP going to be able to sustain it? Most likely not. It will most likely sell off. However, the supremacy of Bitcoin is the most important factor that I am keeping an eye on and monitoring right now. And I keep telling you guys to pay attention to this because even as we are taking a closer look at where our most recent candle wick is going back to, I want to note that this happened in April. Take a look at the location that we got very close to going to. I have reached my highest peak for domination, which is 57.21%. As a result, this liquidity wick will be removed from this situation. I have no doubt that this is the area in which we will excel. I am primarily keeping an eye out for something that is more macro in nature, to the point that I don't really care about the past hour or so more. On the contrary, I am concerned about the monthly when it comes to the domination of Bitcoin. How come? Now let's go back to the year 2020 and move on into the year 2021, folks. Take a look at the dominance of Bitcoin on the RSI. It is even possible to go back to August of 2019. In this area, we observe significant losses in value. You should look at the RSI right now. It has reached the pinnacle of Bitcoin's domination throughout the course of its history. It is important to keep in mind that this chart dates all the way back to 2015. According to the Relative Strength Index RSI, the supremacy of Bitcoin is getting ready to undergo that massive breakdown just like it did in the years 2020 to 2021. Extremely overbought state on the stock RSI. The momentum of the MACD2 is waning. In the future, I will continue to keep an eye out for these warning indicators. Therefore, when you take a closer look at XRP's rise, which is just like a random move in the market, it does give the impression that alternative cryptocurrencies are beginning to wake up in a significant way, which might potentially lead to the arrival of alternative season. And even if we take a look at Solana, which is a cryptocurrency that is not related to XRP, you should know that Solana recently experienced a pretty significant move to the upside of almost $200. I mentioned that if Solana does break over its March highs, this might be a significant indicator. Altcoins are currently gaining ground against Bitcoin in competitive markets. I have no doubt that alternative cryptocurrencies will soon become the dominant form of currency. In addition, the reason for this is due to the fact that Bitcoin's dominance is quite high, as well as the fact that it is trading about in this particular sector. On this chart, this is the point at which we would observe a significant discount. You do not even need to be looking at these indicators, even if I remove all of them from this chart where they are currently displayed. What do you think would happen if I were to flip this chart upside down? I'd like to get your thoughts. In your opinion, do you believe that this will continue to deteriorate, or do you believe that it will change for the better in the near future? If, on the other hand, you believe that it is going to break to the upside, then you are wagering that Bitcoin's dominance will shrink significantly. In this enormous upsurge that has been losing strength, Bitcoin's domination is extremely pushed up to the point where it is extremely popular. It is not the same as when we were here in January of 2023, when we had these significant momentum pushes to the upside, when you have these strong candles even. here in June of 2023, even here in October of 2023. Take note of the candles on their way out. As a result, the impetus behind Bitcoin's supremacy is beginning to wane, and this is happening outside of the charts as well, right? I would like to take you all back to the month of July in the year 2023 because despite the fact that we are beginning to see a significant amount of XRP being traded in the past 60 seconds, breaking well over 3 million at times, we are also beginning to see XRP breaking to the upside. I wish to bring to your attention the fact that we are not yet in the winter season. Try not to become unduly optimistic. Not quite yet. Let me take you all back to the month of July in the year 2023. I can only recall one other instance in which I witnessed such a high level of trade activity on the fiat leak, and that was back when XRP was declared to be a security even in this region. It was around the time when we were able to determine that XRP is not a security that we witnessed the trading of well over 2 million XRP in the very last minute as well. The fact that we are now beginning to see this much activity and this much XRP moved in the last 60 seconds at a time when there was no announcement is something that I believe to be quite interesting. There was absolutely no news. We are clueless about what is taking place, and it certainly seems out of the ordinary, don't you think? According to this, the price behavior is not typical, and even the volume of trading has increased by more than 60%. Furthermore, I have been elaborating on this matter down here. I stated that the trade of approximately 3 million XRP in the past 60 seconds is rather crazy because once again, there is no news to make the situation any more ridiculous. At this moment, there is no activity occurring in relation to XRP. In addition to that, I also wrote a post about the trade volume, which had increased by 30% at the time that I posted this. At this point, it has increased by 60%, virtually doubling. Oh, in fact, it has doubled since I posted this, and I mentioned that regardless of what anyone else is saying, the price action of XRP in recent times has been really interesting. Despite the fact that I do not like to be mysterious about it, the trade volume has been increasing, and the PA has been displaying significant indicators of strength against the market. Some people would argue that it is trading in a manner that is comparable to 2017 because obviously it is. In contrast to the typical behavior that we observe on XRP, this is not exactly the case. The question I have for you now is, will this pump continue to operate? One thing that I have been highlighting specifically on the channel, and I even said it over on X, is that we do not know what is generating this pump. No one will be able to tell you for definite, but there is one thing that I have been saying. Regarding XRP, we are unaware of the exact events that are taking place. On the other hand, I mentioned on the 21st that I wouldn't mind if XRP took the liquidity from the recent high and the range of 70 cents before filling that fair value gap around 44 to 51 cents. Both relative strength index RSI and stock RSI are getting close to a point where I would begin to exercise caution. Let's wait and see what occurs this week, but unless we close over 75 cents on the daily chart, I shouldn't be excessively optimistic about the market. And yes, I am still concentrating on this. Regarding XRP, I am not approaching this situation with a highly bullish attitude, not until we have first and foremost progressed through a few levels on the 3-week time frame. Approximately outside of that, we need to break over 66 cents worth of money. To answer your question, yes, we still need to clear 70 cents, and we still need to clear that 75 cent zone, which is all of the liquidity that is located up here. First, we have to break through that level, and then after that, we have to break through the peak that we reached in July of 2023. Therefore, the initial targets for this situation are 66 cents, then 75 cents, and then 93 cents, which is almost 94 cents. I'd simply round it up to 94 cents, but I would note that on the 3-week chart, the USD chart is beginning to show a little bit of some positive momentum on the MACD. I would say this because I believe it is a good